Hannah here, and I'm here to talk to you about underactive thyroid today. So, if you're joining me live or you're watching me on the replay, give me a hi in the comments and let me know if this is a subject that you're interested in. I know that this affects a lot of women. My own mum, and I've definitely been tested for underactive thyroid in the past as well. So, this is when the thyroid gland isn't properly releasing or making the hormones that your body actually needs. So some of the main symptoms that I see are weight gain, so look at metabolism, digestion, so feeling very weak in the digestive area. It affects sleep, it affects appetite. Another one I see is lots of hair loss or in the eyebrows. So it's from about the midpoint of the eyebrows that they almost like start to disappear towards the end. Not always, but that's often a sign. Constipation, maybe like a flickering of the eyelids. So gaining weight despite, exercising and eating healthy, which is again, lots of women come to me about that. High cholesterol, so that's the high LDL cholesterol. Feeling tired all the time, feeling like you've got cold hands, cold feet, low sex drive. There's quite a few. Enlarged thyroid glands, so you'll see like the nodules around the neck. Maybe a family history, so that's why I've been tested in the past. One that often tells when you poke the tongue out and you see indentations down the side of the tongue, so that's another sign as well. So definitely do get checked by your doctors. But again, another thing that I've seen really commonly is for you to actually show up that you have got low thyroid function, the test results have to be about 30% below optimal level. So you can still be feeling all these symptoms. You can go and have the test done and it shows that you're fine, but you don't feel fine. So that's when I think it's really important to encourage you to start looking after your own body, because it's like your body's telling you that something's wrong. You can't get any help medically. So you need to start looking after yourself. Not that I don't really believe that, medication is always the long-term answer anyway, but, you may have your own views on that, and, every view is valid. So let me just say hello to anyone who's here live. Hello, hello, hello. These are the key strategies, right? First of all, you need to calm down the immune system. So the immune system's gone into overdrive and it's attacking your own thyroid gland, right? So we need to calm down that immune system. And the way that we can do that is by reducing inflammatory foods. So things like wheat, so I'm talking about crackers, bread, pastas, pastries, all of those kind of products, biscuits. Stress and toxicity. So stress might be that you've got stress in your life, or it might just be perceived stress, that you're feeling stressed out and really there's not that much to be stressed about, but that's how you're perceiving it. So we need to reduce that stress, and that can be things like breathing exercises, yoga, walks in nature, taking time for yourself, asking for time off if you've got someone who can help you with your children, like a partner or family when we're allowed to see them, asking for help. And also toxicity, so that could be things like water supply, food, products that we're putting like onto our skincare, that I talk about that a lot, products that we're using in the home. So it might be, when you're spraying the kitchen sides, there's a lot of toxins in those products that are actually going, that you're ingesting by breathing them, and they're actually going into your bloodstream. So we need to remove all those forms of toxicity and stress. And what I want to say is you really need to look at doing this in a step-by-step way. So what I've shared already, you may already be feeling like, oh my goodness, that's loads. How am I going to manage to do it all? And it's doing it having like the end goal in mind and sticking to that goal that you want to heal naturally, but breaking it down into small and manageable steps. And that's what I help women do. That's what we do inside my 12-week program, the Exhausted to Energize method. And it's not about, introducing loads of new things or loads of new changes that you're not going to be able to keep up with long term. It's really, really important, especially if you're a busy mum or just a busy working woman, that you break this down and that each step is very, very manageable and sustainable before you move on to the next step. Okay, so that's some of the things you need to do. I just want to give you a few more ideas here. So some people have great results from removing gluten from their diet and not needing to do anything else. So other people will need to do many, many more things. But often people that have got problems with the thyroid actually have a gluten intolerance, maybe that they're not aware of, and actually just removing that alone, as I say, can have a really, really big impact on the body. So that is something, I'm going to say simple, that you can try, but it's not always easy. Simple and easy can be two different things, right? But removing gluten can be, a simple thing that you can try. Also, other things that you need to do is I've spoken about this on other videos about healing the hormones and balancing hormones, is healing the gut. So that may be taking out foods that are actually causing inflammation, like sugar, like dairy, like gluten. But after you've done that, and I've worked with a lot of women who take all of that out and then they feel like they need to stay off of those foods forever, and life becomes miserable, right? Because we want to enjoy some of these foods. We want life to be enjoyable, and food is part of that. But the next step is you need to start healing the gut. So how do you heal the gut? Things like probiotics, things like fermented foods, things like bone broth if you eat meat. Good fats, so good plant-based fats are going to help to heal the gut. So we need to make sure that we're bringing all of those things in. We need to make sure that we're supporting the adrenal glands as well, because the adrenals really help the whole immune system and energy in our body. So things for the adrenal glands are B vitamins, magnesium, vitamin C. So you may be getting it through diet, you may be needing to get it through supplements. And again, I had adrenal fatigue. For me, it was about learning how to slow down, how to gift myself time, how to get out of that fight or flight mode and get back into that rest and digest mode more often. That really, really helped my adrenal glands, which is why I really got into yoga, why I studied yoga and why I started teaching yoga, because I realised how healing that was for me. And that may not be the exact thing for you. Yours might be Qigong, yours might be Tai Chi, yours might be Pilates, but all these forms of exercise where we're moving the body, but we're not adding extra stress on by, if you're already busy in your life and with your family and with your work, you don't always want to be adding stress on with exercise, so always doing HIIT or always going for long runs. We need to calm it down if we're in that stress response a lot of the time. Okay, other things that you can do to heal the thyroid are essential minerals that we need. So often and low is iodine and selenium. So easy ways that you could get these are iodine will be through seaweeds. So you might get that from a chlorella, a spirulina that you're adding to smoothies. You might be snacking on kelp, or there's all sorts of different forms of seaweeds that you can buy. Dried seaweed, you can sprinkle it on stir fries, you can put it at the bed of a salad, or just munch on it as a snack. I mean, often we actually feel like for the adrenals that we need some salt, and that the saltiness of the seaweed is very, very satisfying for us. And the other one is iodine, and so a natural way that you can get, sorry, not iodine, selenium. A natural way you can get selenium is through Brazil nuts. So you're looking at about 2 to 4 Brazil nuts a day to help you get the amount of selenium that you need in your diet, which is really, really going to support the thyroid. Let me see if I made any other notes. So other notes, yeah, so zinc is a really important one. You could get that through pumpkin seeds, you could get it through oysters, liver, beef, chicken. And zinc, again, is going to help the immune function. It's going to help to heal the gut as well. So it's very, very much needed for the thyroid. And it helps detoxification, so that's a really big one. We want to make sure that the liver is detoxifying really well, and zinc will actually help the detoxification process. And some other things that you can try are things like flax seeds, vitamin D, turmeric. Like, honestly, I could go on and on and on. There are so many things that you could do, but the basics are, and I've spoken about this in other videos, is fixing your digestion, balancing your blood sugar levels, and making sure the liver is detoxifying, so supporting the liver. And then once you've done those 3 basic things, then it's about adding all these more advanced things like the zinc, like the selenium. So if you need help with this, just drop me a message or comment on this video, and I'd love to give you some more details about how I can support you to do this. And if you feel like you can do this alone, then I've given you some information in here that's going to help you along your way. But I would just say to you, don't leave it too long, because often we feel like we can do it all by ourselves, and then we can be in the same spot 5 years later. Or a year later or 2 years later, and we don't want to do that. We want to be listening to what our body is telling us. And if we're low on energy, our metabolism's low, we're putting on weight, we're feeling sluggish, we're losing hair, we want to be responding and giving our body what it needs, so we can continue to enjoy our life and serve those around us. So that might be your family, your colleagues, your husband, whoever it is who you're looking after. You want to make sure that you're giving them the best version of you as well. So let me know if this video has been helpful for underactive thyroid. Let me know what it is that you are going to try, or the symptoms that you're suffering from. I'd love to connect with you and give you some more support. And if you'd like to know anything more about my programs and how I help women, again, just let me know and I can give you the details of that. I'd really love to connect with you and support you on your healing journey. All right, see you guys soon.